Day 18 of the boot camp, man. You guys are so mature. You guys 18 already? 18? I hope you're 18 because some of the stuff I've been saying has been a little bit out of pocket. Nothing to put me in jail, though. Thank God for that. But with that being said, I just like to talk about the title of the video. We're going to be talking about gain staging. What is that, bro? Leveling. What is that? It's about making sure your audio is the right audio. That don't make right. That don't make right. That don't make sense. The right level or volume number, if that makes sense. Volume level, volume number. I must have the same thing twice. You get the idea, alright? So, same song like we did in the previous episode. I have it here. And I kind of spoke about it on a good clean tape. So, first of all, I want to get into the topic of mastering. We're going to learn about that, I believe, a little later down the road of the bootcamp. But what is mastering? Mastering is making sure your audio sounds polished, crispy, loud enough, right? A certain sound. That's how you can kind of mold it a little bit, but it's more polishing. That's what you're doing. You're polishing, fluffing it up. Right? You know, when you get you got dogs, I don't have a dog, but you know, if you have a dog, you take them to the hair salon, whatever. They got the whole process, right? You clean them down, you trim them, a bunch of stuff. You might style a little bit, but the end, when you like buff them up a little bit, you know, make them presentable. Some of them might add like a little bow tie or whatever the frick, I don't know. Nice new dog tag or whatever. Freaking, I don't know, bro. I don't have a dog, so I can't tell you. But, you know, basically make it polished, presentable at the end. A little extra detail to make it shine a little bit more. But in order to do that, you can't do that during the process, right? You can't fluff them up while you're cutting it. Because now you're dealing with a whole bunch of stuff that you gotta deal with. If you're a barber, you might know a little bit about this, right? You can't do all this stuff. You gotta do it in order, because if you do it differently, you might freaking mess up the clients, alright? Same thing with audio. Master, normally it means we're getting it a little louder too. The loudest we can sometimes. Alright, depending. So, most of the time, you want to leave headroom. Pause on that. Headroom basically means anything below 0. Because when you put your audio hitting that 0, there's no more headroom. 0 is the ceiling, alright? 0 means the max volume. Anything past 0 is clipping. Alright, so that's what you gotta know. 0 is the ceiling. So when you leave headroom, it means leaving room for your head. Alright? Pause on that again. You know, like in your bedroom. Imagine you were super tall and your head is touching the ceiling. There's no more headroom. You touch the ceiling. If you go anymore, you're clipping. Basically, you gotta remove something off your body because you can't go unless you like this. Alright? That makes sense. So you gotta leave headroom. That's a good practice to make sure when you master, you can still change the volume of some things if you need to go back. And also, you know, you're not distorting anything. Because some people say, in order to have a good clean take, you don't want to have distortion. Because when you go past 0, you're losing information as well that you can't get back. That you can't switch later and change the dynamic of if you're going to do that later. So, gain staging and leveling. So, as you guys can tell already here, I have some sliders that are a little bit down. And if you click on vocals and I hit play, alright, my vocals are hitting around 12. When I click on master, see, that's on 0. Even if I move instrumental. Alright, you see? It's at around 0. I'm mastering it. If I mute the vocals, it's at 0. Alright? Even if I mute the master, or like, if I turn off the effects on the master, it sounds softer. Some people say it doesn't sound that polished, but it's the same sound. Obviously, I did add a little bit of like maybe more air and focus, which I could do. Add a little bit of analog. I could do that prior, but I like to say that towards the end, towards the master. I have a little bit of fresh air, to make it a little sharper as well. So we listen to this right now. Even though I make this louder, I believe this should just allow me to boost it. So if I boost the volume, alright, we're gonna boost it. It's already here, it's 0. It's not even as close as loud as we had it. So if I wanted to make it sound as loud as we did, I had to boost it, so listen to this. That doesn't sound good, alright? Versus if we turn on the master that I had earlier, it's the louder. And it doesn't sound weird. Compare this to this. Alright, this one gonna sound distorted, and then because it's going past 0, we're losing. It's like getting to that weird sound territory. Versus here, we're able to make it as loud as we want. Basically, we just still introduce distortion on it because we're not making it past 0. But to make it less complicated, all we gotta make sure is everything is leveled before we master it. So when we master it, alright, sounds good. So how should you level and gain stage? So leveling is literally as simple as lowering these down, up, whatever. Making sure when you originally record, you're recording at a good volume. So when you master, when you mix, you're making sure that your volume stays around like somewhere in the range that I said. So if you look here, it's just hitting around the 15, 12, getting close to 9. If you look at the instrumental, the drums are hitting up here, yes. But if we ignore the drum, where does the audio look like it mainly stays? Looks like it stays around the 15. The only thing that hits are the da, 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 the drums, right? But the instruments and everything else seem to stay around this general area, 12, between 9 and 15, which is good. So that's where we had our vocals at. So a lot of you guys, when you guys are downloading YouTube beats, your beats are at 0. So I remove the master. Your beats are hitting 0, and it might sound loud because they mastered their beat. So basically, think of it like this. See my beat right here? And it's mastered? It's at 0, right? So if I were to export this beat upload on YouTube, you're getting a beat that's already mastered, alright? So when you record on it, it's gonna be hard to record because they didn't leave no headroom. Remember we talked about headroom? So now you're competing with the beat. So now you gotta make your voice hella loud and all that to match to the same level, and then you're basically distorting your vocals and it won't sound that good. So a lot of the times what you have to do is lower the volume of the beat. You can either do it through here, or you can double click on it and lower the volume here, or if you routed it, you can route it and lower it through here. But because I made this beat, when I exported it, I exported without a master because I knew I was going to master here when I record. So if you're going to be producing your own beats and whatnot, make sure when you export it, it's not mastered, all right? Just make sure it's also not passing 0. If it is, just know when you put it into here, you might have to put like a limiter onto your instrumental or lower it a lot more. One of those two things. And compensate with the master at the end. So I feel like it's already getting a little bit confusing. All you have to know is make sure you're hitting between 15 to 9, in my opinion. Some people say go up to 6. It depends whatever beat you're making. If you're doing raging, distorted music, it might even go up to 3. That means you're going to have to make your voice distorted anyways. There's no rules. As long as you're leaving headroom, a little bit of headroom somewhere with a master, then you're good. All right? When you do that, bing, bada, boom. So just make sure before the master, you're not hitting 0. So if I hit play, the vocals, let me turn this all on. When I do the vocals, everything on the vocal bus is not hitting 0. If we go on later, nothing hitting 0. The instrumental, nothing is hitting 0. So when we go to the master, we can make it hit 0 loud enough, ready to be delivered on DSP like Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud. Now, I like to make sure my music is loud enough. A lot of you guys might like that as well. But there's a thing that you might do is over mastering. But Rich will touch about that later down the road. You don't really gotta know that now. Just make sure, basically, a lot of you guys will probably already have like a FL Studio limiter and that's it on there. You don't have to do nothing. But for me, I'm using my recording templates. The way I have it set up is ready for me to record. So that's all you guys gotta know. Make sure you're having headroom and leveling it. Making sure everything sounds good. You see how the vocals are around the same level as the instrumental. It's not too loud, it's not too soft. If I make it too soft, all you hear is the vocals. The instrumental. All you hear is the instrumental right now. If I lower it, all you hear is the instrumentals. And it goes the other way around. If I too loud, it's a little too loud. So you run around the same level. They sound like in the same world, right? It sounds like the vocals are in with the beat, if that makes sense. Then there's gain staging. This is a little bit more complicated. So we're going to touch a little bit about automation. You can either right click, create automation clip, and you get this little thing that pops up. And I click here, and just for the sake of the video, pay attention. You see right here, if I move this down, also move down. If I move it up than where it originally was, also go up where it originally was, right? So if you know that this part is going to be like, you need your vocals louder, you can do that. Make sure you still have headroom. And let's say this part of the song is going to be a little down. I click after it. You can either do it like this. If you want it gradually going down, you don't need the second one. You just lower it down like that. So let's do a crazy amount just to show you. If I do that, if I scroll through here, you see how like it's going down? That's gain staging. All right. Obviously, this is an extreme example. You wouldn't do that. So there you go. Let me delete this. That way it's not there. Also, when you want to remove it, because some of you guys might say, it's still getting stuck where it was, not going back. There's a thing that says delete initial value. So if I put in initial song this position, right, and I lower down, and play it again, it goes back up. Right, that's not what we want. So you press delete, right click, delete initial value. Now, it won't move again. The better method to gain stage is using patterns. You can either click plus here, or if you really have one here, the little piano, drag it down, put it in the beginning of the song. So this drag it towards the end of the song, or just long enough, I would say. You don't really need it all the way at the end. If you do, line it, you can go over like this, drag it over, shift, click, and drag down, right click, remove. If that's a little too fast, rewind the video. Alright, boom. Now we have this. Remember the little record button here? It doesn't only record audio. If we right click, get a lot more options here. Notes is like we're doing beats. And then touch this, automation, notes, and clips. So what are we recording? Automation. Now if you left click, it goes away. If you right click, you notice now both of these are checked. That's not what we want. Also, a better way so the pop-up doesn't just go away. Instead of left clicking to choose the option, right click. So let's right click on this to uncheck it, because right now it's checked. Right click, now it's unchecked. If I right click this, it also unchecks that. So let's right click it back again to turn it on. And now it's recording only automation, not vocals. Even if I had my audio going through right now, like this. Yeah. And you guys on the bottom is recording. If I record, it's not recording anything. There's nothing that's being recorded. Audio-wise. Nothing is being recorded audio-wise. So now it's just recording automation. Fair warning. I'll tell you guys right now, anything you move, whether it's this or anything in a plugin, is gonna automate that. All right. So since right now we're just automating the volume, let's hit play, and I'm gonna automate the volume, and you're gonna see like a graph or something like that pop up down here. So let's hit play. Let me start moving it. Let's move this one first. If I let go, let's start with this one. I go down just for sake of the video. Alright, I will do for the instrumentals. Alright, and let's do it for something like here, these things. This side. Alright, even if we go down here. Alright, we're automating everything. Let's do something crazy like this. Let's do something even crazier like this. Okay, so let's press stop. We automated a lot of things, a lot more than I would normally do. You can see there's a lot of things going on here. Let's hit play and let's see the changes happen in real time. So let's see. You see this is changing already? If the automation is still here. I'm not even touching that. You see it's already moving by itself. Not me, it's by itself, bro. See it's going down. See it? Then we're gonna go to the instrumental next. Watch. Hands free, bro. Look at that. That's not me. And then we move on so we can see a little bit better here. Then that's for the instrumental. Same thing here. Oh no, that's for the instrumental. Here it was. This way it's changing. Right here, you see that? That's not me. Yeah, that's not me. I said that's not me. Let me go back to the instrument models. I think somewhere. And I'm still here. This is the thing. Is that it? Then this will turn off by itself too. Yeah, so there you saw that. Turns off. Off again. And we open this as well. It automated that as well. Alright, so there's a whole lot of automation. I believe if I delete it, just to make sure. Let's start through it. Nothing seems to be changing. Although I will say though, these for volume at least, this doesn't have it. Alright, but for these, they seem to have it. So, like if I wanted to lower this, the delete initial value. Let me check if there's any other way. Let's see, delete unused file. Let's see, tools, purge. No, there's nothing here. Right click that, right click that. Everything. Oh, see, there you go. See, because the instrumental, we had to right click, delete that. That one didn't get touched. Right click. I did this one, most likely one of these. Yeah, this one. See, when we did that, we got to delete that. We didn't touch that. Touch that. I believe there should be nothing for these. We just check. Okay, for plugins, I don't think they should be touched because the automation is gone. But there you go. That's how you can make automation gain stage. I thought I went a little too advanced, but all you gotta know is when you put it here, drag the pattern, drag it to the end, right click, make sure automation is on, record, and then you start making your movement. Alright? And then let's say you messed up. You're like, no, I want to redo it. Let's say you want to redo it. I'll tell you, this thing does punish you if you do it wrong. So you gotta be really quick with it. So when it gets to the part where you have it, you gotta grab it and move it however you want. So instead of it going back up, as you guys can see that, I'm gonna try to make it go down. You see? And then instead of making it starting high, I'm gonna try to grab it. So actually, let's hold it down, right? So what you might have to do is delete initial value. Right now. So now, there you go. Now you can put it down and play. And now we had that. But make sure you click delete initial value. That way when you re-record it in the new one, it doesn't move. Unless you're already there and you're too late, then look. So, alright, so put it back where you want it to start. Put it in play, grab it. And you have to be quick with it, bro. I just thought it was gonna move without me. Took me a couple of tries, but there you go. You see, unless you want to redo everything, just press delete. Alright, then you might say, what if I did it with multiple of them? I believe there is a way to do that. Let's see here. Record. Let's play this one. And this one. I say, no, I don't like what I did here, the instrumental. I believe if we can double click it, edit, delete. So that's how you do it. Alright, so that's how you do it if you need to remove something. But that's too complicated. All I want you to remember from this video basically is make sure to leave headroom. If you need a gain stage, just sometimes, like for example, this part. Oh, the song is softer than here. So, what I could do is lower this one, softer. I click delete initial volume. Like that, like I originally had it. And then for these, obviously it's a louder spot, so it needs to be louder. Alright, that way you're not recording everything in the same spot. Imagine if I left it up like this. And it doesn't sound as good if I had it lowered like this. Alright, so that's how you level. Make sure everything is working together. Alright, so practice that. Just practice automation a little bit. But more importantly, making sure you get everything level. So with that being said, there's no limit to what you can do. Lock in. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.